Hello. Hello, everybody. This is the bi-weekly Oracle Akashic Records session I'm doing. This week, for the first time, I'm also live on YouTube. So if you see me looking here and there, it's because I'm on YouTube at the same time. Hi, Juan. This is a space that I started opening recently. We've been talking about it. For some time, and I'm now doing it every 2 weeks. This is a space where you can join and connect with the community on a virtual way. And we're going to be using the oracle from the Akashic Records. This is an oracle I created with different illustrations of female bodies that vibrationally carry a message that help you connect to a deeper level to yourself. It helps you understand situations that you're going through. And with that message that you receive from the oracle, it's used as an anchor. I give it as an anchor for you to be able to have a place, a word, a vibration, an emotion to go back to whenever your mind gets distracted, whenever maybe you lose inspiration, when you lose sight of your vision. So this is community and open space where you can present your questions. I will ask you to give your name, your date of birth, and a question. Usually we want to ask the oracle, the Akashic Records, questions with what, why, what for, how, so they can give you an answer. We had an amazing session 2 weeks ago, and now we have another one. So to open the session, I always start with a message for everybody. So we've been having a lot of energy, intense energy the last few days. I don't know if you noticed. Yesterday, for me, was a very difficult day. I had a lot of plans, but I couldn't do anything. So now what I'm doing, which I also I share with you because this might have happened to you yesterday. Let me know how you were feeling. In the past, I would have forced, let's say, myself to do the to-do list. But these days, my energy is not allowing me to disrespect my body or override the way I'm feeling by just taking actions if I'm not feeling connected and aligned to do them. So it's a process, and I'm slowly allowing myself day by day to respect that, and I can feel how my nervous system really feels more relaxed when I do that. My mind starts to sometimes, criticize myself, but I understand that's an old pattern. So maybe I will ask for a message of like a reminder. What's the message that the oracle wants to remind us when we go through moments that are unexpected, that maybe we had plans for the day, but our energy, our body, our mind are telling us we maybe need to rest. And in that transition of acceptance, what is the message that the oracle wants to tell us? So we can be softer on ourselves and honor. Okay. I'm gonna do 3 cards. So what's the message that from the past, the information from the past that the oracle wants us to learn from based on this experience of pushing through regardless of how we feel, without paying attention about how we feel and not respecting our energy? What's the information that we can get from the past regarding that? What's the message for the current time that we are invited to pay attention to or use as an inspiration regarding this energy that we're now noticing and our body is letting us know with, for example, exhaustion or like pain in the body, or maybe your mind, your headache? What is the message now that we are getting from that? Like, trying to push through. And what is the information that the message that we get to apply from now on based on this awareness that you might have and you might start having about the difference when you really honor how you're feeling and take a break of the things that you thought you wanted to do or you had on your to-do list, and maybe you say, you know what, yes, I had all this list, but I feel so strongly in my body that my body is telling me, no, this is not what I can support you in today, that you honor yourself, and regardless of what your mind tells you, you take a break. So the first message is compassion. So this is the message that from your past experience, pushing through regardless of how you felt and doing the to-do list without paying attention on how your body is telling you to take a break, to rest. So bringing in compassion, open your heart and let go of the cluttered emotions you have been accumulating for too long. You do not need them anymore. You're limiting your mobility and your flow. So basically, letting go of that need of having to push through when your body really is telling you, take a break. This is an alert. The body is giving you an alert in different ways. And if you're human and you've been alive for some time, you know how sometimes we don't pay attention to signals of the body, and then suddenly we have a situation or a crisis that really makes us pay attention to how we're feeling, how our mind is, and how important it is to not only be working from the mind, but also paying attention to how you feel, how your body is communicating to you. So compassion in terms of, okay, you had that experience in the past. Don't punish yourself for the way you were doing things in the past. Compassion, bringing in compassion to the past and the way you were doing things. Now in the present, with this awareness, with this compassion that you're allowing yourself to experience and explore and bring in. The next message is evolution in this present time for this process. It's evolution. And it's telling you life is not linear. Having a flexible mind can create deep changes in a short time. Let go of the need to draw attention and observe your mental activity. This is on point because if you create a little bit of space to allow yourself to explore, what happens if I really pay attention to how I'm feeling? And okay, maybe, I need to go to the supermarket because my fridge is empty. But what about you don't do the 10 points that you had for your day, and you really focus on the priorities, and the other ones you let them for another day, for the next day. In my case, yesterday, I really couldn't do anything, like anything. I had a doctor's appointment, and after that, even if I wanted to, there was no way. So what I decided to do is I went for lunch in a place that I loved, a very simple place that brings me a lot of joy. And I said, you know what? It's okay. It's okay, because I recognized that if I would have sat myself in front of the computer, the amount of work I would have been able to do was probably going to be like a little fraction of what I could have done during that time if I felt good. So that's part of the evolution. Life is not linear, so it doesn't mean that because in the past you did it in a way that your whole life you have to do it the same way. You can explore and do things in a different way, and this permission, it's part of this. Being flexible can create deep changes in a short time. I know it's hard. Change is hard. We were talking about it in a training I'm taking about trauma, but if we don't try, we don't start creating small spaces to explore other things than we're used to, we will never find out. So now, from now to the future, what is the message that we're getting from the oracle? Attitude. So you see the posture in the illustration. It has a lot of attitude. And it says there, life that does not distinguish from good, life does not distinguish good from bad. It resonates with what you're thinking and brings you more of that in the same frequency. Like attracts like. So this is very aligned as well with what we're talking, because the attitude, like life, it's not gonna understand when you say, for example, I don't want to eat more candy. It just understands I want to eat more candy. So it is by creating the space to honor yourself when you feel, staying within the same topic about creating changes in your life, about not forcing yourself when your body tells you to take a break, to avoid a crisis or avoid your system to shut down or get ill. When you honor the information that you're getting from your body, your mind and your energy rewires. It rewires in a way that it says, oh, okay, I'm feeling this way, and the body is honoring that. So it is okay to take a break. It is okay to acknowledge I feel like crap. It is okay to say, you know what, today I'm going to take a break, even if in the past you were not used to doing it. Of course, this is step by step. And what happens when we start changing patterns is that, we move one other step, and then the old pattern kind of like comes back on top of the new pattern, and we feel shaken. But this is normal. It's part of the reprogramming in your brain, the reprogramming in your energy. And as long as you create space to allow that and observe, you're going to be able to move forward. So that was a nice reminder. And for all of us, let me know, Juan, if you're there, if you have a question about it, or if you have a question for the oracle that you want to ask, you can type it there. And when we do these community readings, a lot of times what happens is that you might not ask something, but another person asks and it resonates with you, or it brings forward information that maybe you were thinking about recently, and it brings some clarity or an insight to help you move forward or have a resolution in an area in your life. Okay, so how can Juan relax? And I know Juan's the birth of no, actually I don't know your year, Juan. So December 31st. December 31st. How can Juan Hernandez relax his mind to sleep better? So what is the message for Juan to relax his mind so he can sleep better? Okay, let's see. Rest. So it says rest. So your mind, this talks about the body, but it's also referred to your mind. Your question is about the mind. In this case, I would say that it is important for you, Juan, to do activities that bring you joy. Getting some space in your schedule to do things that don't have to be work related, that don't have to be about accomplishing a task to, get bills paid, but things that bring you joy and things that you can participate in that doesn't involve you having to solve things. For example, if you like swimming, go swimming. If you like dancing, take a dance class. If you like drawing, if you like walking, like an activity that the goal of that activity is having no goal, basically. The goal of that activity is having fun. It's having your mind in a place where it's usually not at. The way that your mind will be working, it's that it's going to get oxygen, basically almost as if you need oxygen in your mind to bring different movements and declutter the compact. You feel maybe your mind like a brick, like it's very compact, and trying to figure out a lot of things in your life, work, how to improve your life, how to make things better so you can make more money in a less amount of time. But it's important in that process, and it's part of cultivating creativity and cultivating new ideas, for you to take a break, basically. So this is what it is: resting your mind from the activities that you usually do. So take a look at your week, how you spend your days, and if there is time there for you to enjoy, to go for a walk, to do something different than what you're used to. Working out, it's also good because that helps you squeeze your stress out of your body. It's true. I think a lot and want to have everything under control, Juan says. Yes, so it's good that you know it. It's not like, oh, I want to get rid of this. No, you're aware of it. And what are we doing with this information? It's not about, okay, push this away. It's about, okay, I'm aware, I have this way of thinking, I want to control things. What can I do with that? Or how can I have a different approach than I usually do about this situation? So it's almost as if you want to trick your mind. You're used to doing things in a certain way. Maybe you want to go take, like, let's say, a pottery class, like something that that if there's something that comes out wrong, is not a problem. Like an art class, for example, there's no way art is wrong. You can like it, you cannot like it, but art, nobody can tell you that you did it wrong, because art is an expression of your heart, an expression of your soul. So that can be something that can help you start to change this pattern that you have in the way of your mind works, and then it helps you unload a lot of pressure that you have, maybe from thinking every day and trying to have everything under control. And yes, the other thing, like technically, from I'm a yoga instructor as well, so what you could do at night before going to sleep is laying down and inhale 4 times, like 4 count through your nose, and exhale 6 count through your mouth. So exhale longer, and if you can longer, 6 or 8, but you have to pay attention that you don't stress your body. So as long as your body is not stressed out with the exhale, you can inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. That's something that you can do as well. Lavender oil, it's very relaxing. If you like lavender, you can get it in a spray, or get essential oil lavender with a little bit. You can mix it with water and spray yourself. So that's something else that you can do to sleep. You can also buy like a lavender pillow, like a small lavender pillow, or buy dry lavender and put it in I have it here, for example. This is dry lavender, very relaxing. I hope this helped, Juan. Okay, so who's next? Let's see. These videos will be, the length will be depending on, the activity we have. So let's see one. Let's use this oracle. This oracle is it's conversations with your inner child. So the way it's designed, it's 7 topics, 1 for each energy point, energy chakras, 1 question per chakra. And then it's a question that we ask our inner child about different topics, and then the inner child energy response. This is also created through the Akashic Records, and it is to bring awareness about that inner child energy that a lot of times we forget, we don't pay attention to, and it is because of that not paying attention to that we get into different situations in life that might be like having tantrums, getting offended by different things, and maybe it's our inner child that needs attention from us. So let's see what the inner child wants to tell us today. So we're asking our inner child, what makes you angry? The inner child says, I get angry when you put others first, even before yourself. I feel drained and annoyed when you do that. What about my needs and your needs? I want candy. So this is the message that we're getting today from the inner child. And when we grow up, that we're always taught to take care of others, and a lot of people, I work with a lot of people that um, after 40, 50, even older, they suddenly are like, who am I, where am I, what is my life about? And it's I'm very honored and very happy for them that they have the courage and space to ask this. And at the same time, I'm like, this should be taught in kindergarten, right? So this is about understanding that in order to take care of others, we first have to take care of ourselves, because that's how we can come with more strength, with more stability, with more confidence and tools, inner tools to share with others when they are in need, or if we just want to have fun. But understanding what our limits are, understanding what we can give to others, and not just give, and maybe we drain ourselves. So that's the message from the inner child for today. And let's see. You're welcome, Juan. And let's see. Okay, I see people are shy today. Let's see. This the oracle, the one with the illustrations, the full message comes in the book that's available in Spanish and English on Amazon. Over there you can read the full message for each illustration, and it can be used by itself or with the oracle. So I'm gonna put the link there for you to get it if you want. You can reach out if you have questions, if you want to book a one-on-one session for Akashic Records. Access bars is only in person, so if you don't live in Miami, I cannot do it, but the other sessions like family constellations, Akashic Records, yoga meditation, I can do online. So reach out, and I hope you can use this information for yourself, share with others if you think it's going to be useful for others as well. And I will see you next week. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll be in touch. Thank you.